Hello, in this video we'll be taking a look at the Sci-Fi Armor's full pack. This contains 10 characters and each is available to be purchased separately. If you want a specific one, that is. The pack is on the pricey side at 250 US dollars. There is two other bundles containing 5 each, and the individual ones are also available, and the folder size is about 3.4 gigabytes. There are different maps for each of the characters, but there is no overview for them. So I'll just have to drag them into one of those character showcase level. There are 3 female versions and the rest are male, and the proportions are not the same. And I'll get back to that later. At very close distance, I can see some of the imperfections pixelated, but that's at very close distances. Otherwise, the model is gorgeous, texturing is very beautiful. You can see some of the emissive parts on the shoulder or other hand parts. Yes, there is a head here inside. May not be visible, but yeah, for this model, for this female character, is more visible underneath. And the big boy kaiju. If you have noticed, the glass part on the helmets are opaque and not translucent. And since this is the map for this character, you can see that there are many different skins, and this is also true for the other characters. And this is what I mean by pixelated imperfections up close. This is the lightning only view mode, and we can see the modeling very good. The wireframe, and there are no LODs as far as I saw. The collision seems okayish. And these are rigged to Epic Skeleton or the UE4 mannequin. Looking at the folder structure, we got the demo folder, which contains the mannequin related stuff like the animation, skeleton, and the maps. The one we saw, each armor have a map of their own. And the materials are separated based on the different armor. As for the meshes, they're laid out in one folder. However, those folders are downloaded separately. As for the textures, we got 145 4K textures, 8 2K textures. There are no alpha channels. The textures are base color, emissive, and the emissive does contain the color actually, as well as the mask, which is pretty nice, and the typical ORM, ambient occlusion roughness metallic, packed into one texture. As for the meshes, they are below 20,000 vertices. The meta tags don't work for skeletal meshes, at least most of them. So I have to look at it manually. There are no LODs, and there are 2 material slots. One for the proxy head mesh, which shouldn't have been like that. It should have been the helmet transparent part as separate material, and no head mesh there. Anyway, since this is rigged to the UE4, you can add the compatible skeletons. I'll add the UE5 Manny or UE5 skeleton, which have some animations with it, and you can see the animations are playing correctly. Looking at the physics asset, looks good. No, actually there was some jiggle there, but Yeah, there was some jitter. Looking at the UVs, it's well packed with minimal wasted space. However, the symmetrical parts are unfortunately not reused. Now, and these are symmetrical models as far as anyone can see, well, at least what I can see. But they're not reused. If it was being reused, maybe the pixelated part on the imperfections would have been gone. Anyways, for the materials, each one have different materials with it. There are no material instances, and for each of the armors, there is that material called customizable with an underscore. This one is the material that's using the mask texture, so you can apply your own custom colors, which is pretty nice. Forgive my artistic non-artistic color choices, but I think I made my point clear. You can customize the colors to your liking. This goes for the other models as well, not just that one. I'll just actually create a material instance, should be much faster. And I cannot make out what color I should be using for that part. The separated parts for the meshes can be provided if you contact the author or the seller with the receipt, and it should send you a link to download. Most of the parts are being separated. Some of them have even further separation, like only the gauntlets. But some of them are not separated that well, or just missing some separated part. Regardless, try to make a modular blueprint from it, but for some of them it works, for some others they don't, because like I said, the proportions are not the same, especially between the different genders, but that shouldn't be much of a problem. Overall, I really like the characters. The modeling and the textures are great. It is modular, like I just mentioned, on some of them at least. Different skins are provided for each one, which is very nice, along with the mask, so that you can customize your own colors. The packing of the UVs are very good with minimal wasted space. Some of the things that I didn't like were the second extra material slot for the head. I think the mesh part of that head should be completely removed. And the no transparent material on the helmet screen is a really downside. It's not using material instance for the materials, it's just master materials. And the symmetrical parts on the characters are not being reused or overlapped, although they are, like I said, symmetrical. And I always say that price is a subjective matter. However, this pack is on the higher end of the spectrum. And lastly, I would have liked for the imperfection to be a separate texture instead of it being baked into the base color. And as always, hope you liked and enjoyed. By the way, does anyone last until this part of the video? If you have, let me know in the comments. Peace out.